Revitalize your relationship. Repair, restore, and revitalize your relationship. Jim Anderson.
We could walk into a bookstore and we would find a row of books that would tell us how we could get a date. But you know what? Once you get that date and it turns into a relationship with somebody else, it's amazing because there's very little information that tells us how we can keep that relationship going. So what happens? We end up with a relationship that's okay. But what we really want is a relationship that's really good. What we really want is for our partner to look at us the way they looked at us at the beginning of the relationship, when everything was new, when we couldn't get enough of each other, right? We want our partner to once again become interested in us. And guess what? I've got some good information for you. You can do this. I also have some better information for you. I can tell you how to do it. But before we do that, we have to deal with something. And the thing we have to deal with is something that I call the Al Gore problem. You all know who Al Gore is, right? Former Vice President of the United States of America. Al Gore made an announcement just a couple months ago. Al Gore announced that he was getting divorced. Al Gore was getting divorced after 40 years of marriage. The Gores can't make it. What choice do we have, right? All right, well, if you don't want to repeat whatever problems the Gores had, you're going to have to take action in your relationship. So the question is, what's the secret to having a successful relationship? Tell you what, it comes down to one word, and that word begins with an S. No, it's not that. The word is seduction. Seduction. What does seduction actually mean? Well, if you look it up in a dictionary, seduction means it's something that attracts or charms. Well, if you want to have a good relationship, apparently you're going to have to attract or charm your partner. Well, why are you going to have to do that? Well, in your relationship right now, something's happened. Your partner has gone to sleep. Their life has become routine. You have become boring to them. So now you have three things you could potentially do. Number one, you could have an affair. Woohoo! Number two, you can leave. Go find somebody who's not asleep. Or number three, and perhaps the saddest option of all, you could suffer in silence. I say no! Those are not three possible alternatives. You've got a fourth alternative. The fourth alternative is you wake your partner up. You get them to once again be interested in you. You use seduction. So in my relationship, I'd been married for 25 years. And slowly it dawned on me that she'd forgotten about me. Oh, I was there, but she didn't care. Clearly, I was going to have to use seduction in my own relationship. So interesting thing about seduction, it's primarily a mental thing. What you have to do is attract your partner, and then you have to grab and hold onto their brain. Okay? How are you going to do that? You're going to use 5 things, your 5 senses. You remember what the 5 senses are, right? You've got vision, you've got hearing, you've got smell, you've got taste, and you've got touch. Exactly. Oh, okay. How does this work? Well, let's start with the first one, which is vision. You have a way of dressing. Your partner probably knows all your clothes, right? They can't even see you anymore because it's all the same. In my particular case, what I did is I went out and bought 5 men's button-down shirts. Red, yellow, green, blue, and of course, purple. I put those shirts into my basically monochromatic wardrobe, and then every other day I was showing up in a fantastic new color. Did my wife notice? Yes! Did she have any clue as to what was going on? No. The second sense you have to work with is, of course, your ears. And there's nothing more seductive to your partner than the ability to listen to you speak. My wife and I watch a lot of television. What I started doing was stopping the television show that we were watching. And we'd talk about the television program or something else that was going on. These conversations started being very small, but then they got a little bit larger, a little bit larger. Eventually, it got up to like 45 minutes. We weren't finishing the TV show that we were watching, okay? Your third sense, of course, is your sense of smell. Sense of smell is a very subtle sense. You don't think about it that much, but it's very, very powerful. You already have a scent. It could be soap, it could be deodorant, it could be whatever. But you can change it very easily. In my particular case, my wife enjoys Britney Spears' scents. Turns out Britney's got 17 different scents that she sells. So I went out and checked them out, found one that had basically fairly masculine tendencies, and I got it for me. So I started wearing this particular scent. Did she notice? Yes. Did she have a clue as to what was going on? No. My plan was working perfectly. Thank you. The sense of taste is obviously food, right? Okay. Well, food isn't just eating, but it's also the preparing of the food. And that's something you can do with your partner. And that's a lot of fun. In my house on Wednesday night, it's now home cooking night. One of us makes the entree, the other one makes the vegetable, and every other week we switch off. Not all the meals have been a success. But our time together has been very, very positive, right? The last sense that we have, of course, is the sense of touch. Touch is all about kissing. And I'm not talking about pecks on the cheek. I'm talking about kissing like you kissed at the beginning of the relationship. You remember that, right? Now, it's also about neck massages, back massages, and feet massages also, right? Okay, well, that's fantastic. It turns out my wife doesn't really like a back massage. She likes a back scratch. So I make sure that every other day she gets a really good back scratch. Look, the relationship you have with your partner is probably the most important thing you have in your entire life, right? You put time, energy, and effort into it. It's very important to you that it be successful. It would be silly to throw it away. If this doesn't work out, then what you're going to do is you're going to find yourself back at square one. You're going to have to go through that whole courtship thing again. And nobody really wants to do that. You know what a good relationship looks like because your relationship was fantastic in the beginning. What you want to do is you want to reset your relationship and make it as good as it was in the beginning. The good news I have for you is that you can make that happen if you add a little bit of seduction to your relationship. Don't make the mistake that the Gores made. Add a touch of seduction to your relationship and watch what happens. Now, Contest Master.